Okay. Yeah, Savage. I've almost got a savage headache just thinking about when I was back in the cinema. um, Allow me to layer you a shit sandwich. So I'll start with the positives and slowly go into some negatives and then try and end with a positive. The first good element of this movie is the actors. Nobody delivers a shite performance. Everybody is really, really passionate and really strong in all their performances, and carry it off pretty well. Especially Jake Ryan. He is absolutely perfect. He's big and gruff and strong. It would have been good if he was in a sort of Spartan-y, like 300 movie or something. He's just brilliant. There's no mediocre bits. There's each actor delivers what they should, how they should really. Yeah, I really liked Jake Ryan actually in this. He blends the sort of emotion and aggression perfectly. He's got them down to a T on that sort of scale. There's a very sweet bit in the film where his character comes into contact with a female, and it's the one part of the film where his big like thunderstorm of a character just softens and the sun comes out, and it's very sweet. It's a lovely little scene. Yeah, everyone's good, everyone's decent, and they carry it off well. Now, yeah, a negative would be the fact that I cannot explain the literal pain I felt while sitting and trying to endure this utter shitstorm of a film. I was drilled into a senseless state of boredom that was so intense. I almost wish I'd taken some paracetamol along to the cinema to spike my own Starbucks and take the edge off. I was switching arse cheeks all the way through, and I was on my phone under my leg. I'll have you know, I'm not one of those people that gets it out and fucking shines a torch in your face. I kept looking behind me to see if anybody had walked out. Went back to my phone, a couple of WhatsApp messages, caught sight of a fire extinguisher actually down by the door. Wondered actually if it was what the contents was. Was it water or foam? And what could catch fire in a cinema anyway? I mean, I suppose if a screen overheats or a bulb in the walkway, maybe. And even then, I mean, you'd have to use foam, wouldn't you? I mean, you can't use water on electrics. You get my point. My mind just completely spiraled. This film was so dull and so aggressive that I just wandered off in my own head, thinking about anything else other than what was happening on screen in front of me. Yeah, and this was only about half an hour into the film. Yeah, it was that uninteresting for me. I just switched off. So you want to know what it's about? The main plot. It's about a man who gets caught up in street gangs. It's the whole story of the sort of New Zealand street gang life. Yeah, he loves nothing but a good old fashioned punch up or even a murder. You wonder how it's filmed. Almost every scene is gritty and dirty and has a shitload of aggressive men stood around, sort of, holding up the wall of their clubhouse. Again, the performances all round are brilliant. I cannot fault them. But it's just constant, constant savage, I suppose. You wonder if the language is rather adult. It's worse. Cunt this, cunt that, cunt here, cunt everywhere. It's just everything's a cunt in the film, basically. It's beyond vulgar and practically unnecessary, along with 95% of the film, to be fair. Perhaps you wonder if the protagonist actually develops into a better man. I mean, as much as Jake Ryan is absolutely splendid, there's not much that's likable about his character in the first place. It's only that scene that I mentioned with him and the female where he softens that is actually quite decent. Throughout the film, I just found it incredible how the lead character could sort of has such a deep. He's got such a deep loyalty for the gang that he's part of. I mean, he's obviously happy to go out and inflict serious injuries upon or even kill people. Yeah, it's an amazing what you do to get a loyalty card. But yeah, at the same time, you know, it's it's a gritty portrayal, and it's an eye opener basically into the street gangs of the time. But I'm trying to be as positive about it as possible, but I'm almost 100% certain many people will watch this with all the eye roll reaction of watching two men beat the shit out of each other over a packet of cigarettes, you know, in the middle of the street. It was just pointless. Unless you're really into the subject, it might just bore the shit out of you, to be honest. Yeah. So, I mean, I think his he stands out though. The main character, this massive tattoo across the middle of his face, though, it's quite strange. But yeah, this film, other than Jake, it should be one of those films that's punchy but inspiring, due to the fact it's based on a true true stories and real issues. It should be, you know, it should be a whirlwind that pulls you in and is really interesting. But instead, it's just an 1 hour, 40 minutes of abusive content, foul hunting language, and tedious scenes that will have you nodding off way before the closing credits. Yeah, it really wasn't for me. It might be for you. But yeah, I think I caught it on Netflix, actually. It was in the "you probably won't enjoy this at all" category. I saw it on Netflix a while ago, and I just thought, shit, click off. And that's what I did. So good luck. Try and enjoy.